Yo, what's good? It's Mastermind MMA, and in this video, I will be discussing the Mayweather-McGregor Brooklyn press conference. But in order to talk about the Brooklyn press conference, I have to talk about the other conferences. So I'll just get right into it. Dive on in. So, LA was good. LA, we were waiting to see. The anticipation was building because the fight was official, and then we're like, all right, now it makes it realer and has a realer feel. We were, the fans, the general consensus, when I say we were curious as to what Floyd would do when Conor starts drawing off, who would get the better, is Conor just gonna own him in the press conferences, yada yada yada. And then we saw pretty much fucking Pretty Boy Floyd come back, and it was entertaining. I personally found the first two entertaining. I was talking to my boy Jamari about it. You guys should go check out that call. I was talking to my boy Jamari about it, and he was saying that, it just feels fake, feels scripted, and I was like, yeah, it does have a real WWE vibe. And I'm not a fan of WWE or WWF, but this shit is entertaining because this is before I say this shit is entertaining, that two shits are entertaining. Because what else are they gonna do, man? That's what they need to do. It's a necessity, bro. If you're there, I appreciate Floyd giving me the opportunity. And Floyd's like, he's a great competitor. He's a power hitter, tremendous fighter. I'm sure he's known as a striker in the UFC. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that shit. So as much of a fucking shit show as this is, and as much of a circus as this is, yeah, I'm enjoying it because I'm like, all right, this is what they better be doing. You know what I mean? If it was anything less, I'd be critical. I'd be critiquing it. Like, this is some bullshit. They're not hyping it up. Now, this is, you see, me and everyone listening, we're already gonna tune into the fight because we're MMA fans. You know what I mean? And this is big. I know it's a boxing match, but it's our representative going in there. You know what I mean? It's when it comes boxing versus MMA, that's our representative that we're sending into that world. Now, a lot of criticism that I'm hearing personally in boxing gyms and shit like that around boxers is around boxing purists. You know what I mean? I was talking to a few people at the boxing gym the other day, and they're like, man, this shit is it shouldn't even be called a real fight. It should be an exhibition. Man, like, this shouldn't even affect Floyd's record. He shouldn't be 50-0 off this guy. He's gonna wash him, and da 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 da. And as much as I've been boxing since I was like 14, 15. You know what I mean? And I love boxing. I like competing in boxing. I love the sport of it. I love training it. But when it comes to being a fan of, although I may physically be more involved in boxing, my heart and my mind it's MMA, because MMA is just the entertainment level is unparalleled in any sport, period. Football, basketball, rugby, soccer, whatever, unmotherfucking paralleled in my opinion. Never ever ever have I gotten the excitement and the thrill and the feelings and emotions that are evoked during a mixed martial arts match as a fucking game of any sport. even at the highest level, even at, let me try to think. I'm trying to think of something to compare it to. You know what I mean? Even just a close competitive game down to the buzzer, who wins? That shit gets intense, but it is unparalleled to the feeling of an MMA war. You know what I mean? The Patriots coming back in the fourth quarter, down by all those points to win the Super Bowl, doesn't even give me an iota of the excitement of fucking Lawler Condit. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing that randomly as a good fight. So like, just that. You know, there's no comparison to it. And I know I'm going with other sports, but boxing, one of the best boxing matches in recent history. To me, hands down in recent history, one of the best matches is Joshua versus Klitschko. And I was rooting for Joshua too. Anthony Joshua is my personal favorite boxer right now. And it's not any hype train shit. I was rocking with Anthony Joshua before he even had a belt. You know what I mean? So I like Anthony Joshua. So and I have respect for Klitschko. But that fight, that was a fucking war. That shit was exciting. That was a great, excellent boxing match. But the excitement of that boxing match, it was so exciting. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to boxing matches, that shit was like fucking breaking the Richter scale when it comes to boxing. But in MMA, that shit is like the excitement level was like equivalent to a really good MMA match, like a decent MMA match. You know what I mean? Because that in boxing is a war to like one of the highest degrees of a war you could have. And but that's nothing in comparison to like I hate to say Lawler again, but Lawler-McDonald, where his lip is split the fuck open. This guy's face is just, you can't even see his face anymore. It's just covered in blood, and his nose is broken. And then, you know, is back and forth, and then finally what happens, or even with like just crazy knockouts, you know what I mean? There's just more you can do, so obviously. So and I feel like I'm completely unbiased, because if anything I should be like on the boxing side of stuff, but I'm not. Like, I'm, when it comes to being a fan of it. So when people are saying, oh, this shit shouldn't even, I went far away, but when people are saying this shit shouldn't even be happening, yada yada, I totally disagree with that. I think this is great for combat sports in general. I feel like this brings more eyes to everyone. This brings the whole, everybody's fucking talking about this shit, dude. Everyone. It's like on some other shit. Every media outlet's discussing this, whether it's like World Star or Country or fucking anything, dude. So many different demographics are discussing this. Every fucking casual fan is discussing this, so it brings more eyes to the sports. Granted, it's boxing, but McGregor is our representative, so it brings eyes to our sport in a roundabout way. Because if McGregor will definitely get the rub off this, you know what I mean? If Canelo got the rub off Floyd Mayweather, imagine what this shit would do to Conor. Because I may be mistaken, because it's been a little while now, so it's vague. I'm pretty sure Canelo Chavez did like 2 million buys, or like, pretty sure it was 2 million. I may be wrong. It might be 1.2 million or 2 million. Someone let me know. I could look it up right now, but I'm not going to. So could just keep it going. So yeah, point is, Canelo is doing McGregor numbers already, you know, and it's just random, you know. Chavez Jr., granted it's the Mexican fans, but he's doing numbers. And that's not even a fight that would be doing, like, you know, it's not like a super fight. It's not like Canelo Triple G. So Canelo got the rub off Mayweather. So I think if McGregor does return, that the pay-per-view rates is going to increase in general for the sport of mixed martial arts. Now, back to the whole point of this video that I apparently just strayed all the way away from. But those points I had to make in some sense. So the first press conference was cool. You know, it wasn't that exciting, but I mean, it was exciting, but not to a crazy extent. It was cool to see. It's cool to see them talk shit, yada, yada, yada. Then you had Toronto, which I was entertained by. You know, it was a McGregor dominant crowd, some good lines. Why do you have a backpack you don't even fucking read? And you're wearing a suit, but Dana mean you don't have to wear suits because we really got money. And, you know, it was cool. It was cool for what it needed to be. It was good. Now we come to the fucking shit show that was the stop at Brooklyn. Now, I considered actually going to that, believe it or not. Because I was in Brooklyn yesterday, and I was like, you know what, man? I might just go over to the Barclays. But there were no tickets, and even if there were tickets, I'm not sure if I would. I probably wouldn't have gone, but I might have. You know what I mean? It was one of those things, like, fuck it, I might just go, I might not just go. But I am so happy that I didn't even have the fucking option to go. Because if I went to that dude, I would have fucking been livid. I would have been pissed off at myself that, like, wow, I'm actually here for this bullshit. Which really yesterday kind of killed the hype for me with these press conferences. Because I was kind of like, when I was talking to the homie Jamari, I was like, yeah, but this is what they need to do, etc., etc. It's cool, it's kind of entertaining, it's fun, I get it is totally WWE vibe shit, but this is, what else do you expect? You know, this shit's like a fucking circus. It's a spectacle. They're doing the biggest MMA star versus the biggest boxing star, so of course you're gonna see extravagance and theatrics and stuff. And and honestly, I feel like a fucking jackass now after the shit yesterday. Cause what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Honestly, McGregor, both Floyd and Conor was beyond trash. Trash. Garbage. Basura. I'm pretty sure that's garbage in Spanish. I don't know. I haven't taken a Spanish class in a long ass time. The fuck is that? Anyway, it's a motorcycle outside. It's all right. Conor came out and then he was addressing the race stuff, but all right, I get that Conor's not American. I get that Conor is Irish. I don't think Conor meant anything fucking racist. But dance for me, boy. Dance for me, son. Dance. Don't think he meant anything but like what you doing here, boy? Come here, boy. I don't think he meant that in that context. I don't even think he fucking knew that was something that exists. But I get that ignorance is not an excuse with the media. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to dive into that shit. But Conor needs to understand that this is America. And all the international fans need to understand that this is America. And shit is very different over here when it comes to stuff like that. When it comes to political correctness, it's like we as Americans have these certain guidelines and these certain words that automatically make you a racist. You know what I mean? If someone drops the N-bomb, oh, you're a racist. Which obviously, dude, like, probably. Like, if you're dropping the N-bomb, there's no other explanation. But I'm not talking about that word or those kind of harsh words. I'm talking about there's certain, like guidelines they put out there that are like, all right, yo, if you avoid these words, you could still get away with being racist. Just don't say it in this way. You know what I mean? Like, don't call someone ghetto, or don't call them black. Call them urban. You know what I mean? So it's just shit like that. They find loopholes in the system. That's just the way America is. You know what I mean? That's the way the fucking world is. Racism is everywhere. So it's been around for generations and since human existence, and I doubt, I would love if it goes away. Fuck racism. But I doubt it's going anywhere, man. I doubt it. And so there's just certain, especially in this era of political correctness and being on that platform, you need to watch your shit, dude, because like the American media will write you up out of here in one motherfucking second. Just a few days of a media cycle and you're fucked. Look at what's old boy's name? The Kramer. Look at Kramer out of here. Who else? They were just like I just had the example on my fucking top of the head. I forgot it. Anyway, but the thing is, they will cover it to shit and then get you out of here. So Connor already, after the first day, he got the criticism for it. He said it again on the second day. And then on Thursday at Brooklyn, you're going to address it, and you're going to address it in that sense. Whew, you fucked up. You fucked up, Connor. Because if they had the limited ammunition to work on before that, you just said it, and there was a problem, now you gave them everything they need. And I get what Connor's saying, because he's from Ireland. Like, when he was like in the post presser, he's like, I came out to Notorious. All I listened to is rap music and stuff like that. But homie, in America, we call that I have black friends. You know what I mean? Every racist person's go-to is I have black friends. I like rap music. I'm not racist. I can't be racist. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the classic racist go-to excuse. But the fact that he's not an American, he doesn't live here, he doesn't know that. So it's like, dude, you're fucking yourself, man. You're fucking yourself. And then when he was saying this shit for like the black fans, and he was like, don't they know I'm half black from the belly button down, and this is for the black ladies, and he started like humping the air. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is he doing? Is this dude trying to have like articles written about him in bad ways? Like, is he trying to get called racist? And then like after that, he's like, I tried to address it in a lighthearted way, but it's like, nah, my guy. No. Now you fucked up even worse. Because now Floyd is running with it. He disrespected black people. Floyd even said Connor called black people monkeys. Did I miss that? Like, did I miss Connor calling black people monkeys? Like, when did that happen? But Floyd said he said that. I don't remember him ever saying anything remotely close to that. But now you got Floyd creating that narrative. Floyd, I'm not going to say Floyd is creating that narrative, but he's kind of running with that narrative a bit. And I don't blame him one bit, because Connor's dumbass fucking brought that shit on himself. I'm half black from the waist down. Here's for the black ladies humping air. My guy, are you serious, dog? You serious, homie? Like, that was the absolute worst way he could have addressed the situation. And like, and it's just like so cringy, dude. He was like I'm from Brooklyn too, so it's like he came to Brooklyn to Barclays. He shouted out Biggie. He gave Floyd a Jay-Z album, and then was like, learn from this and shit like that. And it was just like now you're catering. Now you're trying way too hard, dude. All right, so like him coming out to Biggie, he always comes out to Biggie. Always Biggie, and he shouted out Biggie. You're in Brooklyn, you pay respect. I get that. Now with the Jay-Z album, you're literally in Jay-Z's building. So I don't know, it was just maybe a nod, but that was just too much of a I have black friends. You know what I mean? Like, that was too much of a I'm not a racist. And that's just like, dude, that's not the root, my guy. That's not it. And then the thing was, and then he said, fuck 50 Cent. And I like 50 Cent, dog. Don't be talking shit about 50. 50 will shoot you. So don't do not even enter into that world, because he will fucking shoot you. And like, I'm fucking kidding, man. I know that's not gonna happen, but it's just like, no. Now like that shit. Like now the circus went. Now the circus turned into the fucking freak show. You see, before it was kind of on a Cirque du Soleil kind of circus. You know what I mean? Now it's on some like freak show carny shit. You know what I mean? And then the best moment Floyd had was making it rain on Connor, especially with the way Connor was dressed. But after that, man, after yesterday, I'm like, alright, dude, this shit got oversaturated, and it got oversaturated fast. In a span of 24 hours, the cringiness and the corniness oversaturated it, and honestly, almost to a detriment. Because the excitement I was feeling after Toronto, I'm off that shit. That was like I was kind of like, all right, we're just having fun with it, but this shit was like a reality check. It was like, dude, it brought it down. It brought everything down. And man, there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of Steven Espinoza and Dana White they had bad history because of the whole. If you don't know, Strikeforce was on Showtime, so the Weasel, as people call him, Steven Espinoza, was heavily involved in that, and he was in the mixed martial arts business, and obviously UFC bought out Strikeforce, so then there was shit that happened with that, and now they're back, now they're working together, but there's still like underlying tension and beef, and you could tell Steven Espinoza is not, he's trying to keep professional, but you could tell dude, these execs, you're fucking with ego, like in general. Like when you're dealing with executives and guys like that, they're all egos and pissing contests and shit like that, and Connor directly offended him multiple times. Directly said shit to him. I could tell, and he's been like kind of passive and like not passive. He's been professional in his airing of grievances about it. He's been professional, but he's been letting you know, like, yo, I might go. I feel like if Connor says something out in London, Espinoza's going off. Espinoza's going off on him. And not going off because he is an executive, so he'll keep it PC. But I'm sure he'll address it there. He'll say something, you know. He won't be holding his tongue. Because when Connor came over to him yesterday, you could see he kind of like was he was like, you know, when someone's agitated and they're kind of waiting, and then it happens. That's what happened to him yesterday, because he was ready to fucking just jump up and like the way he looked, you could just tell. The way he was looking at Connor, like all tense, and he got up, like he kind of cranked his neck up to his face and shit like that. So you could tell he's not digging it. It's not rolling off his back, for lack of better terms. You know what I mean? Like, he's not liking it. I don't know, man. Yesterday is kind of the unraveling of it. It's turning into a shit show. They need to be very careful in London today. They need to. I feel like the pay-per-view record kind of depends on it. Because if they could have a Toronto-esque vibe, then they're good. If they could cleanse our palate of yesterday, they might be good. But the fact that yesterday happened the way that it did, it was just such shit, man. Such dog ass shit. And I wasn't down with it. It wasn't cool. Nothing about it was really that entertaining. Even the Forum Voltron shit. What was that, man? Like, it's just like, it was like, you know, that Peter Griffin, That's how that shit was. From everybody, dude. From all angles. From, you know, just how long it took to start. And then it wasn't even worth it. And it was shit, dude. It was fucking shit. So, first day was pretty good. Second day was great. Third day was just fucking ass. And we'll see today. So they're 2-1 right now in the sense of good versus bad. You know, so they had 2 good ones, 1 bad one. We'll see how the fourth one plays out. If it's shit, man, I don't even know what to say about that shit then. You know what I mean? So Connor, dude, get a motherfucking publicist, homie. An American publicist. Have her write a statement for you when it comes to addressing this shit. Read verbatim her statement and then never address this shit again. Because it's just like such an unnecessary, stupid element. You know what I mean? And then the way you dressed it, you looked like a bigger jackass. If people didn't think you were a racist before that, after that, they probably think you do. So it was fucking, it was counterproductive, and you know, it just was cringy, corny, and ass, and that's all I have to say about it, man. On the third stop, you already know it's Mastermind MMA.